Hello everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make my perfect Pokeball pattern. So what you're going to need is some red yarn, some black yarn, and some white yarn. You're also going to need a 2.75mm hook. You can use a hook larger than this, but any hook larger than 3.75mm, you risk being able to see the stuffing through your stitches. And besides a hook, we're going to need fabric glue, stuffing, a yarn needle, a stitch marker, pins, and scissors. So to begin, we're going to take our red yarn and we're going to put 6 single crochets into a magic circle. If you don't know how to do a magic circle, I'll leave a link in the description of a video how to do that. So you're going to make your magic circle and put 6 single crochets in it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we're going to tighten up our magic circle. You want it to be fairly tight. Usually the tighter the better. And now for our first row, we are going to do 5 increases and then 1 single crochet. The first couple rows are going to be a little bit crazy, but if you stick with it, it's going to get a lot easier. So in our first stitch, which is going to be fairly tight, we're going to do an increase, our first increase. So 2 single crochets in that stitch, and then in our second stitch we're going to do the second increase. In our third stitch we're going to do a third increase. In the fourth stitch we're going to do our fourth increase. And then in the fifth stitch, we will do our fifth and last increase of the row. And then in our sixth stitch, we're going to do a single crochet. And that finishes off the first row. So now you should have 11 stitches in your row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And so now I'm going to take my shears and I'm going to cut off the small extra end on the bottom. It just gets it out of the way and makes it easier to do in the next rows. So now in our second row, we're going to begin by doing an increase. And then we're going to do 2 single crochets. So 1 single crochet. And the second single crochet. And now we're going to increase and single crochet 4 times. So we're going to do an increase in the next stitch and single crochet, increase and single crochet, increase and single crochet, and then increase and single crochet. So I forgot to put in my stitch marker. So now you should have 16 stitches in your round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So now in our third row, we're going to do 1 single crochet and increase. Then we're going to do 2 single crochet and increase. Then we're going to do 2 more single crochet and increase. And then now we're going to do 1 single crochet and increase. And then we're going to do 2 single crochet and increase. Then we're going to do 2 more single crochet and finish off the round with an increase. So now you should have 22 stitches in your round. So now it's going to get a little bit easier. We're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. Then we're going to do 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and increase. Then we're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. And then we're going to do 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then increase in the last stitch of our round. Increase. So now you should have 26 stitches in your round. And now we're going to begin our next row by doing 2 single crochets. 1, 2, and increase. And then we're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. And then we're going to do 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and increase. Then we're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. And then we're going to do 4 single crochets again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. And then we are going to single crochet twice, which will finish off our row. 1, 2. So now you should have 31 stitches in your round. And now we're going to begin our next row by doing 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and increase. Oops. And increase. My bad. And then we're going to do 6 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and increase. And then we're going to do 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and increase. Then we're going to do 7 single crochets again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and increase. And to finish off the row, we're going to do 3 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3. And now you should have 35 stitches in your round. And we're going to begin the next row by doing 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and increase. And then we're going to do 7 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and increase. And now we're going to do 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and increase. And now we're going to do 8 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And now we're going to do an increase. And in our last stitch of the round, we're going to do a single crochet. So now you should have 39 stitches in your round. And we're going to begin the next row by doing 9 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And we're going to do an increase. And then we are going to do 12 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now we're going to do an increase. And then we're going to do 12 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. And now we're going to do an increase. And in the last 3 stitches of our round, we're going to do single crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So now you should have 42 stitches in your round. And we're going to begin the next round by doing 11 single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and increase. And then we're going to do 20 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and finally 20. And then increase. And now we're going to finish off the row by single crocheting 9 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and in our last stitch of the row, 9. So now you should have 44 stitches in your round. And we're going to begin the next round by doing 21 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and finally 21. And then we're going to do an increase. And then we're going to do 21 more single crochet and then increase in the last stitch of the round. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And then in our last stitch of the round, we are going to increase. And now you should have 46 stitches in your round. Okay, so now we're gonna do our last row in red. So we're gonna do 22 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and now increase. And then now we're going to do 22 more single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, and now in the last stitch of our row, we're going to do a color change to black. So let me get my black yarn. So just a normal color change, which if you don't know how to do, I'll also leave a link in the description. But you're going to reach through your stitch and grab up another red, and then we're going to pull through with our black, and now we should have black on the hook. So here's my stitch marker, and now with black we are going to single crochet around all 47 stitches. So here we go. We're going to single crochet around the entire row. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, and our final stitch of the row, 47. So now we are going to go around again. We're halfway done, and we're going to put in 47 more stitches, single crochet. But first, I like to pull on the center part right here. It stretches it out a little bit and it makes it a little bit more round. If you don't do this, sometimes you get a little nipple at the top. So by pulling it, it gives it just a little bit more of a smoother finish. So now let's continue doing our 47 single crochet. To finish the round, let me just get some more yarn. And now let's start our 47 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, and 47. So that finishes our second row with black. So now in our first stitch, we are going to color change to white. So we're going to reach through, and then with our 2 loops, we're going to grab through. And again, if you don't know how to do a color change, I'll link it in the description. And now we can also cut off the black and red yarn if you haven't done so already. And we won't need the black or red yarn for now, so you can put those aside. And with our white yarn, we're going to do 44 more single crochets, and then in the last 2 stitches of our row, we're going to decrease. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, and 44. Oops. So far this row we did our 44 stitches in white and our 1 stitch of color change. So now in our final 2 stitches of the row, we are going to do an invisible decrease. If you don't know how to do one of those, I'll also link it in the description. But we're going to take the front loops of our next 2 stitches and then pull through, which should turn those 2 stitches into 1 stitch. So now that finishes our row, and you should have 46 stitches, 45 of those being white and 1 of those being black. So now we are going to do 10 single crochet. So our first single crochet in the black stitch, second single crochet, number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And then we're going to do another invisible decrease. So take the front loops of the next 2 stitches, pull through, and then now we are going to do 21 single crochet. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, and 21. And now we're going to do a decrease. And then we're going to finish the round by doing 11 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and now you should have 44 stitches in your round. Oops. And we're gonna begin the next row by doing a decrease right away. So pull up the front loops. And then we're gonna single crochet 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and 20. And then we're going to do a decrease. And now to finish the row, we're going to do 20 more single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, and then 20 as our last stitch. And now your row should have 42 stitches in it. And we're going to begin the next row by doing 1 single crochet. And then we'll do a decrease. And then we're going to do 12 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and decrease. And then we're going to do 12 more single crochet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and decrease. And then we're going to do 11 single crochet to finish off the round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. And now you should have 39 stitches in your round. And we'll begin the next round by doing 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then decrease. And then we're going to do 8 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and decrease. And then we're going to do 8 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and decrease. And then we're going to do 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and decrease. And then we're going to finish off the row by doing 3 single crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. So now we're going to begin the next row by doing 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then decrease. And then we're going to do 7 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and decrease. And then we're going to do 7 more single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, and decrease. And then we're going to do 7 single crochets one more time. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And then we're going to increase. And then we're going to finish the round by single crocheting twice. Now you should have 31 stitches in your round. And now we're going to begin the row by single crocheting twice. 1 and 2. Now decreasing. And then we are going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then decrease. And then we are going to do 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and decrease. And then we're going to do 4 single crochets again. 1, 2, 3, 4, and decrease. And then 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and decrease. And now we're going to single crochet 2 times to end the row. One and 2. And now you should have 26 stitches in your round. And you can either start stuffing now, but I'm going to do 1 more row. So we're going to start with 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and decrease. And then I'm going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and decrease. And then we're going to do 5 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and decrease. And then we're going to do 4 single crochets. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we are going to decrease to finish off the round. And now you should have 22 stitches in your round. And now would be a good time to begin stuffing before the hole gets too small. So we're going to pull our circle really big so our stitches don't come out. And I like to take usually about this much stuffing at a time. And you want to try and get it evenly throughout the ball. So I like to just put it in and then keep stacking layers of, about baseball-sized loose stuffing amounts until the ball is fairly firm. Since we have crocheted a perfect sphere, it's not so much about stuffing the shape as much as it is just filling it up as much as possible evenly throughout. So just keep stuffing more and more in. And over time, the stuffing will actually get more and more condensed inside of it. So if you stuff it fairly firmly now, within a couple months, it'll feel not as full as it does right now. Also like to spin it around while I stuff it. It helps get it even throughout. So now that we stuffed our ball, we can do the last couple of rows. So this row is a little bit complicated, so we'll take it nice and slow. So we're going to do 1 single crochet. Try to not get the stuffing in your stitches. And then now we are going to decrease. And then we're going to do another single crochet and decrease. And now we're going to do 2 single crochets and decrease. And then we're going to do 2 more single crochets. And decrease. And then we're going to do 1 single crochet and decrease. And then we're going to do 2 single crochets and decrease. And then in our last stitch, we are going to do 1 single crochet. So now you should have 16 stitches in your round. And here's our second to last row. So we are going to do 1 single crochet, and decrease, we're going to do 2 single crochet, and decrease, you want to try and keep your tension tight. And now we're going to do 1 single crochet and decrease, now we're going to do 1 single crochet and decrease, and then we're going to do 1 single crochet and decrease, let me just take the stitch marker out, and now you should have 11 stitches in your round. And before we begin our last stitch, I'm just going to put a little bit more stuffing in the tip, just because I think it's a little bit flat. So I just stick my finger in, kind of hook it underneath the white, and then I spin it around, pushing a little bit each time. And the stuffing should slowly go in. And I spin it to keep it even. Okay. And now we will do our last row, which is 1 single crochet and then 5 decreases. So 1, we're going to do our first decrease, our second decrease, our third decrease. Might be a little difficult. Our fourth decrease. And then our last 5th decrease. And now you can finish off by cutting off your yarn and pulling your loop. And now we're going to weave in our ends. So now we're going to finish off our yarn ball. We're going to thread our needle through our yarn, And then in the outside loops only, we're going to go from the inside of the circle, and we are going to go through each of our 6 loops. So there's our first one. Then we go from the inside to the outside on the second one. I'll leave a more descriptive video in the description about how to finish off your amigurumi. So then we go from our inside to our outside on our third circle. And then we go from the inside to the outside on our fourth stitch. Go from the inside to the outside on the 5th stitch. And then we go from the inside to the outside on our last and 6th stitch. So now you want to pull it just enough so that it closes and you can no longer see the stuffing, but not too tight or else it'll leave a little bump, which I may have done. And now we're going to take our needle and we're going to go through the center, and you just want to stick it and poke it through till it comes out the side. And you're going to pull on your needle. I'm going to pull this yarn all the way through. And then you want to pull your yarn and cut off the end. And now we have our finished body of our Pokeball. And now we have the finished body of our Pokeball. You can smush around a little bit. It helps getting the stuffing even throughout the ball. And there we have it. So now we are going to be making the little button on the front of the Pokeball. And in order to do that, we're going to take our white yarn and we're going to make another magic circle. And in that magic circle, we're going to put 8 stitches to start. So here we go. 1 single crochet, 2 single crochet, 3 single crochet, 4 single crochet, 5 single crochet, 6 single crochet, 7 single crochet, and 8 single crochet. And now we're going to tighten our magic circle. You want this to be pretty tight as well because it's going to be sitting on the front of the Pokeball, so you don't want there to be a hole in the center. And now, for our first round, we're going to do 8 increases for a total of 16 stitches. So here we go, the first one. It should be fairly tight and a little bit difficult to get into. So we're going to do our first increase. And then we'll do our second increase. Our third increase. Our fourth increase. Our fifth increase. Sixth increase. Seventh increase. And then our 8th and last increase. And now I'm going to do a slip stitch. and then now I will have one loop on my hook. I'm going to take the black, and then I'm going to chain one with the black, or you can just pull it through, either or, and then I'm going to tighten the white, and now we are going to single crochet around all 16 stitches. So here we do one stitch, second single crochet, third single crochet. You want this to be fairly tight, so fourth single crochet, fifth single crochet, sixth single crochet, seventh single crochet, eighth single crochet, ninth single crochet, 10th single crochet, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. And now you want to do a slip stitch into the last, over the last black stitch, which should create a fairly perfect circle. And now we can take our shears and we can cut off the black, can also cut off the white. And now what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take your needle, and you want to try and get as many of these loose ends to the back of the yarn as possible. So let's pull on them to tighten them. So first I'm going to take the yarn that we were just using, and I will pull it through my needle. And then I like to put it through the next stitch and pull it to the back, because this is going to create a not too much of a seam. See, it's like pretty much a perfect circle. And then I like to poke it through the back just to hide it and get it out of the way of everything. Because when you sew it or glue it on, you don't want all these loose ends to be visible from the front. So now that it's tucked behind, I can just cut it off. These white ones are out the way, so I'll just cut them close. So now that we have all of our loose ends on the back of the button, I'm going to take our fabric glue, and you don't have to glue it down, you can also sew it to your ball, but I usually think fabric glue is a lot easier. And then I usually just rub it around. You know, you want to let it really soak into the fabric. So I usually take the tip and hit it into all these loose ends. And you don't want to put too much that it's going to overflow and be visible once you stick it on. But that should be enough. And now we are going to take it and we're going to push it onto our ball. And then we're going to use 4 or as many as you need, and we're just going to stick these through the black part, which will adhere to the ball. And then you're going to want to leave it for pretty long. I usually like leaving it for 12 hours just to make sure it's very much dry. You don't want to put them in the white part because you'll be able to see holes where the needle went through if you put it in the white part. So it looks a lot better if you put the needles in the black part. And then yeah. So then once you leave this to dry for, 8 hours, 12 hours, you'll have your perfect Pokeball.